Okay, we're going to look at a couple of videos now that are going to explain a little bit more about what we saw in our demonstrations yesterday. So this is a video that's going to show us how the moon orbits the Earth, and specifically whether or not we see the same side or different sides of the moon as it goes around the Earth. So yesterday you all got to work with your own models of the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, and you showed how the orbits work. Here you'll see another perspective of the Moon orbiting the Earth. And we're going to find out, which side do we see? Or do we see all the sides? Now remember, there's not really a red side of the Moon, but they've colored one side red for the demonstration. Let's watch the video. So here's the Moon not rotating. It just goes around the Earth. It's orbiting. And as you see, we would be able to see all different sides if it were to orbit the Earth just like it showed you here. Now, if it rotated fairly quickly, again, as it orbited the Earth, we'd see all the different sides. So the next orbit is going to show you what really happens with the Moon. Watch the red side now. The red side is staying toward the Earth the entire time. It orbits and rotates so that it does one full orbit and rotation at the exact same time. We will only see one side. Watch it again. What's depicted as the white side of this moon in this video is what we call the far side of the moon. We will never see it as it orbits the Earth. Okay, now we're going to see it with the sun. Now, as you see with the sun, you're going to see the reason why we have phases of the moon. Only some of what we see is going to be lit up by the sun's energy as it goes around the Earth. Okay, so the next video is going to show why we have seasons, and it's a really interesting reason. So take note. Let's watch this video.
What causes Earth's seasons? Earth's seasons are caused by Earth's tilt on its axis. Instead of going straight up and down, Earth's axis tilts 23.5 degrees. Can you see why the tilt causes Earth to have seasons throughout the year? Let's find out.
She's very excited about science.
Here's the energy of the sun. Notice that it hits the lower half of Earth, called the southern hemisphere, most directly. The sun's energy hits the northern hemisphere too, but look at how the northern hemisphere is pointed away from the sun. Also, the light hits at an angle that causes the energy to be spread out over a greater area. So at this spot in Earth's revolution, it receives less of the sun's energy. When more of the sun's energy hits the southern hemisphere, it causes the temperature to go up. It's summertime. More sunlight, longer days. With less of the sun's energy hitting the northern hemisphere, it gets a lot colder. Put on your winter coat. Less sunlight, shorter days. Let's see how the seasons change as Earth revolves around the sun.
So now she's showing you the different months and how the sun's energy is hitting the Earth during those months.
So, why do seasons change? Because the tilt of Earth's axis causes the hemispheres to receive different amounts of the sun's energy. That's some cool science.
I love that, lady. Okay, so we found out some new information, so we're going to want to continue with our KWL chart. You may be writing down different items depending on what you wrote down for the first column about what it is you think you know. But we have definitely found out that the moon orbits the Earth and that the Earth orbits the sun. Now, what we don't think anymore is that the moon, if the moon rotates, we see all sides of the moon. That we just showed to not be true. We only see one, right? So if you wrote that down, you'll want to mark that we can see all sides of the moon is not true. Or that the moon doesn't rotate, which we also saw that it does rotate. It just rotates very slowly, doesn't it? Now, our new information is that the Earth's axis is tilted at 23.5 degrees, which causes our seasons, right? And that we only see the same side of the moon all the time. Now, if you have any additional things that you found out about for any of these columns, go ahead and mark those in.